From perfect pets to prize-winning livestock, animals are a big part of our lives, giving support, connection, and companionship. I'm Jared Hill. Come with us across the country to see what stitches us together. Let's kick things off in Baltimore, where a puppy with a purpose is changing one vet's life. WBAL's Jen Franciotti introduces us to Matt and Raven.
Raven, heel. Yes, good girl.
Matt Bennett and his service dog Raven are settling into their new routine at home in Harrisburg.
Good girl.
It's where they go for daily walks, watch ducks together in the backyard, and they spend time just like this.
A lot of times we don't even talk, we'll just look at each other.
That gaze tells you everything you need to know about their relationship. Raven has completely changed his life.
As far as going out for walks, going out to the malls and stuff, a lot of stuff I really didn't do too much on my own. And having her there with me, she really kind of pushes me to go out and do things because she wants to. I don't have as much anxiety like going out in public places with lots of crowds.
Matt's retired Air Force. He was a combat engineer serving tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, a career that took its toll mentally and physically, and it's why he reached out to America's Vet Dogs for help.
Some of the things that a service dog can help with as far as opening doors, retrieving things, would seem really beneficial. On the emotional side, some of the things dealing with my PTSD, having nightmares. She does a great job with nightmare interruption is one of the things that she was trained on. Rest. Her and I have a special bond, and she knows how I'm feeling, and a lot of times she knows what I'm feeling before I do.
And she surprises Matt all the time with tasks like this that Raven actually learned in prison. We first met Raven while in Hagerstown, where she was being raised by an inmate.
That puppy program there, with the prison systems, is just amazing.
Proud of you both. It's very cute.
Matt had seen Raven with Camden on WBAL TV before and knew that she'd been co-sponsored by the Baltimore Ravens. And so this diehard Steelers fan wondered, wouldn't it be funny if she turned out to be his match?
This is Raven right here.
And the first thing he said is, here we have a Steelers fan in our class. I was like, yes, that's me. Like, well, you're paired up with Raven. And about an hour later, I met her. And from that point on, her and I have just been tied to hip together. I don't look at the rivalry as tough as I did before, but I really love and thank the Ravens organization for sponsoring her.
And out of respect for the team, he buys her purple toys, and she even has her own Ravens blanket.
She looks great in purple, too.
Matt's looking forward to all he and his new best friend can accomplish together, and hopes others who've made sacrifices in service will get that chance too.
It may seem like a long process, which it is. It's about a 2-year process, but the puppies and dogs are born, raised, and trained for you. And so that process, it's worth the wait.
It's like fate that they found each other, just like this pair of otters at the Maryland Zoo.
They know their names.
They sure do. Meet Piper and Hudson, the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore's 6-year-old otters. And not only are they curious, but animal keeper Chris McIntosh says otters are very smart.
They are very smart. They're just like a larger ferret. So they will figure things out pretty quickly.
You can see Piper and Hudson in their renovated exhibit, and you might even get a chance to feed them thanks to 2 new animal experiences. Tickets get you a behind the scenes with the otter keepers and the zoo's new rhinos, JP and Jelani. You'll learn all about the animals and how they're trained to participate in their own medical care.
A lot of the training that we do is for medical reasons, so that we can do vaccinations and exams without having to anesthetize the animals.
And it's also a chance to learn about conservation of both the animals and the environment.
With both of these otters, unfortunately, they were taken out of the wild as kits when they were very young. and they ended up having to be rescued, and at that point they were not able to be released back into the wild. Leave them where they're supposed to be, and if you love otters, make sure that you are keeping the environment clean and preserving your waterways.
If I said cuddly animal, you would probably think a dog, a bunny, a teddy bear. But a goat? Probably not. A farm in Maryland, though, is trying to prove it's totally a thing.
It's a lot of fun to farm.
It's fun the Stromer family wants to share. Third-generation farmers, they have just about everything running around their 100-acre farm in Woodstock.
We do a lot of agritourism here at the farm, and me and my eldest brother run the farm.
Brenda Stromer says when COVID hit, they started doing private tours, but now they're offering something new, goat cuddling.
They come down, they sit with the goat pen, the goats come up to them or they don't. And that's what I tell them. I said, just sit there and be still and they'll come to you.
Boy, do they ever. Big goats, baby goats, and they're just as curious as they can be.
It does not get any better than this.
For $30, you can have up to 4 people come and visit with the goats for 30 minutes. And if you're willing to get up early, you can even feed Bear, the baby calf. Brenda says spending time with the animals is a great way to relieve stress.
It's just relaxing because it's fun to watch them in their environment. One minute they're sleeping, the next minute they're jumping around and playing.
She's bringing in a yoga instructor for goat yoga, with more events planned throughout the year.
And we also do Easter egg hunt, pumpkin patch, corn maze.
Brenda says really the fee that you pay to come out here just goes to pay for things like food and vet bills, upkeep for the farm.
And it's just relaxing. It's just a breath of fresh air.
I might have to give goat yoga a shot. When we come back, we could all use a little pampering, but see this spa that is built just for dogs. Now, I've seen folks with some wild pets, but a possum? WVTM's Chip Scarborough has the story about one Alabama man's special friend.
They're very loving animals. They're just like a dog or a cat.
Matt Matthews says he was at his downtown Birmingham photo studio when he received a call about his loving pet possum, Dontovan.
My husband called me and let me know that there were 4 game wardens around our property, and there were 3 state vehicles surrounding our property. They were blocking off our driveways. So it was a lot. It was a lot for one possum.
So most of us think of a possum as a wild animal that just darts out in front of traffic. But in this case, Dontovan is much more than just an annoying wild animal.
You know, I feel like he's dead because he's not there. You know, he's not in his bed every night. He snores like a 90-year-old man. He's so loud when he sleeps. You know, like, I don't see him anymore. I keep walking by his bed every night and looking there thinking he's going to be there, and he's not.
Matthews says there's no question about it. He says he broke the law by keeping Dontovan and not releasing him into the wild. But he says Dontovan has a medical condition and needs constant care.
I've always been an animal lover, and animals are very important.
Matthews knows his days of caring for Dontovan are over. He just wants reassurance from the state that the 4-year-old possum is being taken good care of and for the situation to be resolved peacefully. Matthews says he wouldn't trade the last 4 years for anything.
You know, it's always hard losing a pet, but finding a way to remember them can help. It's why one owner opened a spa for dogs in Humphreys' memory. Lisa Crane has that story in Alabama.
This new Lakeview business is all about pampering your pooch. After all, it's called Humphreys Dog Resort.
If you have one of the suites, in your room is the bed, which is an orthopedic mattress and has a headboard. And there's also a 32-inch flat screen TV that shows Puppy TV from Roku.
Some rooms are equipped with webcams so owners can check in on their pets anytime. Business owner Luke Wood says the idea was born because he was just never comfortable leaving his dog Humphrey at a kennel.
One thing I didn't want to do is just have a bunch of dogs sitting in kennels crying all day in their own, and making a mess and laying in it.
So he wanted to make the boarding and daycare experience more like a vacation for your pet.
I mean, we have a room service menu. It's very extensive, and you can pick and play whatever you want them to do. We do massages, we do blueberry facials, we do mud baths. We do pretty much anything you can get at a spa except it's on a dog instead of a human.
They're separated into groups by size and temperament for group play. If they don't play well with others, they get one-on-one enrichment.
We have a lot of puzzles and we have scent work, so a lot of the dogs will put different scents around the room and they'll find them, and it's good for mental stimulation.
Humphrey inspired all of this, but sadly, he never got to see his owner's dream become a reality.
The day we started construction, Humphrey was diagnosed with cancer. So he never got to enjoy his resort, but even though he can't, everyone has a Humphrey in their life.
Now, your Humphrey can enjoy the resort. That is, unless they're a cat.
We love other animals, but Humphrey didn't. And since this was his resort, we can't allow cats. Only dogs.
All those dogs just hanging out, it's so cute. All right, so we've all heard of playing the fiddle, but what about fiddling for worms? Nah, this is not for me. Here's Lisa Crane with an explanation over a story that I cannot watch.
I'm trekking through the woods on a hunt for the perfect spot to fiddle up some worms.
You be close to water. Preferably you want to find more of a 45-degree bank. They love to be around the roots of trees and other saplings, grass, stuff like that. And it seems to be the rockier the better. You need an area that's got good moist soil with a good coating of dead leaves.
I enlisted the help of Adam Stevens, one of the best fishermen I know, who also happens to be my cousin. His son Caleb also helped in our hunt. We decided to try this spot next to a creek. Adam found a sapling about 1.5 inches in diameter and cut it off about 1 foot above the ground.
And the idea is when you cut it off flat and you use a saw blade, the duller the blade, the better, because you don't want a smooth cut, you want a rough cut.
Then the fiddling. That's when you slowly saw the sapling.
As you are slowly sawing, it sends vibrations down the sapling and it spreads out into the root system and it starts to vibrate the ground. And it vibrates them. It's almost like tickling them. And the only place they have to go is to come up.
Adam says he's had great success with this method.
You can probably catch anywhere from 100 to 150, 200.
This is what that would look like, worms popping up everywhere. But that didn't happen for us. These are actually stunt worms because we couldn't fiddle up one single worm.
Okay, we're not having a whole lot of luck here. I think we need to go to Plan B.
Which stands for bait shop, and that's where you can find all the worms you could ever need for just a couple of bucks a container without all the fiddling.
I mean, it's cool, but also kind of gross. All right, coming up, a sheep that's stealing the show and the young lady behind his success. It's usually pretty hard to pick one sheep out of a pack, but in Pennsylvania, Matt Braccaro is showing us a little lady helping her little lamb stand out.
To make it big at the junior market auction, you have to find ways to stand out from the competition. And in the sheep pens full of single solid colors, there's one sheep that definitely stands out.
You'll see like a colorful blanket and you can see, oh, like that's my lamb.
The sheep with the colorful blanket belongs to the girl with the colorful shirt.
I have a lot of fruity shirts and I'm trying to collect a lot of fruity show shirts. So I kind of wanted me and him to match.
Maya Coleman and her crossbred lamb Slim Jim from Fairfield, Adams County have stood out from the pack.
It's my first farm show, so this is kind of big for me.
The auction will be big for Slim Jim too, who Maya is putting up for the second time.
Down.
She already sold him once at the York Fair.
The buyer came and asked me if I wanted to keep him or let him have him. And I was like, oh, I'll just keep him.
But as much as Maya enjoys being with Slim Jim,
it's okay, Baba. It's okay.
She knows when she goes up to the auction block, it's for real this time.
Don't forget your smile and sit up front.
Okay.
Maya has been working all year for this, for her and Slim Jim's last chance to stand out. And did they ever? Slim Jim brought in $1,200, triple his market value. But it's a bittersweet accomplishment.
Oh, Papa, it's okay right now. Later, I'm probably going to get upset. But that's because he's my little boy.
Such is the reality of this part of the farm show. For as much as the competitors work to make their animals stand out, at the end of the auction, the sheep all go to the same pen and without their blankets, this time, blend in.
The farm isn't just for show. WGAL's Lori Burkholder got to spend some time with one of my favorite animals, a pony.
We're here all hour long at the Barnyard Kingdom, standing next to Katie now because we can't be here and not talk about the animals.
Of
you
course,
know?
yeah.
Now you've got who in your hands?
This is Henrietta the hen.
Now tell me a little bit about what you do with the animals, because I know a lot of kids are back in school, so you have a lot of classrooms that come here, right?
Yeah, the fall is a really, really big time for us to have kids visit the farm. So one of their favorite sections is when they get to do the animal meet and greet, and they get to meet some of our animals here, including Henrietta.
So tell us a little bit about Henrietta.
She is a Rhode Island red chicken. She lives in our chicken coop here. We collect their eggs every day for the farm market. And it's really cool because a lot of kids have never had the opportunity to pet a chicken before.
That's
so
something.
yeah,
You know, we live in an area where agriculture is so rich, but a lot of kids don't get the
Exactly.
one-on-one.
Yeah, and it's something that I definitely, I guess, took for granted because a lot of kids, it's their first experience. So it's really cool to see.
So much to do here. Now we also have who's this back here?
This is
Sebastian,
Sebastian,
right?
yes. So Sebastian's our mini pony.
And Farmer
here.
Jim.
And Farmer Jim. Sorry, Farmer Jim. Yeah, this is Sebastian. So Sebastian's our mini pony. So the kids really like to learn about him as well because he's a mini pony. He's not going to get any bigger than what he is right now. So he's cute forever. The kids really relate to that.
Probably the number one question, can I ride the pony?
There are some questions there, but they're just happy petting him.
What's your favorite part about this whole experience for families?
It's just seeing kids being able to run around and play.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it's the experience that they don't get a lot of places. So that's really important for us to be able to provide for them.
All right, so right off of Donnerville Road, you can't miss it. There's 10 acres of fun. Thanks, Katie.
Exactly.
Okay, and thanks also Farmer Jim for helping us out.
Now, you may think that teddy bears are just for kids, but this one is much more than your average stuffed animal.
Hello, I'm QTeddy.
This bear not only talks,
What are the seasons of the year called?
but listens as well.
Spring, fall, and summer.
Thank you.
QTeddy engages and connects with an individual with a memory disorder.
QTeddy is the brainchild of Dr. Roger Nelson,
See, and this is the tactile, this is the affective domain.
a retired physical therapist whose family dealt with dementia. He saw a need that wasn't being met.
They lacked this ability of being able to talk and to think and then to connect, with other people.
That's where QTeddy comes in.
How many different commands does this bear give?
Right now, this one is about 5, but we have up to 40.
Dr. Nelson teamed up with Rod Toston, who's VP of IT at Gettysburg College.
This board controls all the touch fabric.
He's been working on bringing QTeddy to life.
QTeddy cues the individual to move and to stay active.
Turn your body to the right and then to the left
See.
while holding QTeddy.
See, and these are the things that are going to help them with their balance.
The bear runs through a series of questions and commands,
What season of the year does it snow?
tapping into 3 areas of the brain: thought, motion, and touch.
One of the things we're testing, what colors work well, what kind of fabric works well.
So, why a teddy bear?
Everybody kind of remembers the first teddy bear they ever got and the name of the teddy bear.
And making people remember is part of the goal.
I hope that a lot of people adopt it and use it because it's a valuable tool.
To be able to help other people is just amazing. I just love working on this.
Thank you for working with QTeddy today.
From helpful animals to ones who are a nuisance at best, WISN's Kent Wainscott shows us how delivery drivers in Wisconsin have been dealing with some aggressive wild turkeys.
The wild turkeys that have settled in this Wauwatosa neighborhood have been attacking delivery drivers. They've repeatedly pecked at mail trucks and sent postal carriers and delivery drivers running for cover.
When I deliver over here, I try to get in and get out really quick. And they seem to be gathering together right now, so I'm always in a hurry in this area.
The aggressive birds surrounded this Amazon truck, pecking at it as the driver tried to drive away.
They chase it down the street for a considerable amount of the block, poking at the tires.
This video shows the birds preventing a driver from getting out of his vehicle.
And some postal carriers tell me they've resorted to carrying sticks or umbrellas to protect themselves from the aggressive birds.
It's not just here, it's also happening to delivery drivers in the nearby Miller Valley.
They would keep coming toward the truck and start pecking at the truck.
But here in Tosa, the turkey standoffs have become more frequent, though not everyone has a problem with the birds.
I think the turkeys have just as much right to be here as anybody else, and I enjoy them.
Still, these Tosa turkeys have put everyone delivering to this neighborhood on notice.
Physically attacked by them at all?
No, not yet. I'm too quick for that, but eventually they might catch me one day.
Nope, those delivery drivers are better than me. All right, for the next story, a possible mythical creature finally caught on camera in Wisconsin. Here's Ken with more.
Around Walworth County, just about everyone knows the story of the Beast of Bray Road.
I heard it's an old legend that there's some beast out there.
The legend of the werewolf-like creature has been handed down through generations and even been the subject of movies, but no one has seen a photograph. Maybe until now. Danny Gordon of Elkhorn says he snapped this photo on a dark road late Saturday.
I must have scared the wolf because it got up on its hind legs and it walked across the street, the full length of the street on its hind legs.
I don't know what to think of that one.
I mean, it does look like there's something there.
Well, we checked. Data analysis says the photo is legit, but the story raises some questions.
You don't buy it.
No, I don't buy it.
Bray Road is just a mile or two across those open fields. This is the road where the photographer says he took that photo. We drove the entire stretch of road here, however, and weren't able to find a spot that looked similar to the photograph.
So what is it? Well, a DNR game warden and wildlife biologist may have the answer. They examined the photo for us and say it's, in fact, the body of a dead coyote propped up on the roadside, probably as a joke. Morgan says that just can't be.
I'm telling you, it's the real deal. I don't know, I didn't see just something propped up with a dead animal propped up with a stick on the side of the road. I mean, that's silly.
So, is seeing believing? You be the judge.
We hope you enjoyed those wild stories from across the country. I'm Jared Hill, and from all of us here at Stitch, see you next time.